Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Listen, I would like to start today off with a little bit of humor and then a quick apology.
We talked about those lids. So here's what I said to her. So you know how those lids are, because this is, well, I'm just going to speak, okay? So this is it. So you know how those lids on those Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color of the lid? So that was that conversation.
All right, so here's my apology. If at any point in time you have listened to me talk and laugh or anything like that, and you have felt the same way that I feel while watching Kamala Harris talk and laugh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you through that at all, because watching her is literally the cringiest thing in the history of cringe. The clapping for herself when she cackles, I don't understand it. I don't know why. I mean, I'm looking at her face in this. Like, I'm not gonna make you listen to it again. I'm not mean, but I'm looking at her face and I'm like, ma'am, were you drunk at Spelman in Atlanta? Like, were you drinking? Is that what was happening here? I saw this and I immediately thought, oh gosh, what if how I feel about Kamala Harris is how people feel about me? And now you're all gonna sit there and think that, what if how y'all feel about Kamala Harris has at any point been how people feel about you? And it's going to bother you. And I apologize for that, but this is bothering me. So I just wanted to also apologize for if you've ever felt like I've been a Kamala Harris to you, that I am very, very sorry. That was it. Now on to the serious things. We got a couple things we need to talk about here today. Number one, I would like to point out just a tidbit of knowledge. I guess it's more like a meme. It's a meme, but I'm gonna call it a tidbit of knowledge. A smart person will change their view if new information contradicts their belief. An indoctrinated person lacks this ability. They are conditioned to dismiss facts. And I think that says a lot about what's going on right now with the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz versus Donald Trump, JD Vance election coming up, that a smart person will change their view if new information contradicts their beliefs, which is why you have RFK Jr., you have Tulsi Gabbard, you have Elon Musk, all moving over towards Donald Trump and away from the Democrat Party, because new information contradicts the beliefs that they've held for a long time of what the Democrat Party is, who the Democrats stand for and what they stand for and who they want to help and who they want to be. Obviously, they are no longer the party that like my parents and grandparents grew up with. They are something completely different now. And a lot of people are seeing that and changing their views. However, there are a lot of people who are vote blue no matter who. And that to me is that indoctrinated person who lacks the ability to see new information and realize that it contradicts things that they have thought before and go with new information and make different decisions in life, make changes and have new beliefs. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there like that. So this November 5th election is in by no means, no way necessary, a runaway for Donald Trump to win. There is no red wave right now. There are still people out there who are indoctrinated into what the Democrats are pushing, and they don't know any better. And the best we can do is continue to have these conversations, make these videos, have these talks, talk about what is actually wrong with the left versus with the right. The right isn't perfect. Help. Nobody is, right? Republicans are not perfect. Democrats are not perfect. Independents are not perfect. But we have to talk about the things that are actually going on. And one of the things I want to talk about right now is the fact that yesterday, I believe it was yesterday was the 6th, Big news came out. I'm going to show you Benny Johnson's post here from X. Breaking: Donald Trump sentencing postponed until after the election. That is a huge deal. Juan Merchan is, not going to sentence Donald Trump on September 18th. They're not going through that. It has been pushed back to November. So according to this, this is just like a little excerpt. It says, therefore, it is hereby ordered that decision on defendant CPL, blah, 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 motion to set aside the jury verdict and to dismiss the indictment will be handed down off calendar on November 12th, 2024. And it is further ordered that sentencing on this matter, if necessary, is adjourned to November 26th, 2024 at 10 a.m. And it is further ordered that defendant's motion to preclude the people from filing a pre-sentence memorandum is denied. The people's submission, if any, will be filed with the court under seal pursuant to, and then there's like a whole bunch of stuff. The above constitutes the decision and the order of the court, and it is signed by Juan M. Merchan, acting justice of the Supreme Court, judge of the Court of Claims. So a lot of people were worried that Juan Merchan was going to push this whole thing with Donald Trump before the November election. So September 18th, they were worried that he was going straight to Rikers, and people were like, it'll be weird trying to, vote for a president who's in Rikers. And what if you can't vote for him and all these other things? But the fact that it has been pushed to November gives me that glimmer of hope that they realize that Donald Trump is necessary. He is needed, and that he's not guilty of the things that they want to, try to blame on him. They have tried to do everything under the sun to literally take this man out, bullets included, and nothing has worked. And I think they've realized that this is still something that they're not going to be able to push through the way they want. The fact that it's moved to November is great. However, this is from Laura Loomer. I love her on X. She has got great information. Kamala Harris, for those of you who are not aware, Kamala Harris is sending checks to the personal home residence of Judge Merchan's daughter's business partner. Now, there are certain things that I consider to be a conflict of interest. The current vice president who's running for Democrat president, sending checks to somebody personally associated with the same judge who's trying to put her Republican opponent running for president, into jail, it feels very conflicty of interest to me. Maybe it's just me, feels very conflict of interest. The business partner, by the way, his name is Mike Nellis. So this is from Elise Stefanik, has used Laura Loomer's exclusive reporting about Judge Merchan, Mike Nellis, and Lauren Merchan to file an ethics complaint with the New York State Commission against Judge, I keep saying Merchan. I don't know which one it really truly is. So if I keep back and forth, it's not on purpose, just like Kamala and Kamala and Kamala, who knows? As I've been saying for months now with my reporting, Lauren Merchan and her business partner, Mike Nellis, are advisors for Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, and their payments and the payments from their work with pro-indictment Democrats are sent to the personal home residences on Lauren Merchan and Mike Nellis. Literally, the judge's daughter, Lauren Merchan? I don't know if it's his daughter, right? Right? I'm pretty sure it's his daughter. I don't know for a fact. Y'all don't quote me on it. Pretty sure it's his daughter. Either way, it's family and associated, and it's not a good look. This is, again, Laura Loomer. As I exclusively reported weeks ago, Nellis has been using another corporate entity known as Avalanche Acquisitions, which shares an office with Authentic Campaigns. However, as I reported, the payments are not sent to the office, but rather to the personal home residence of Mike Nellis and Lauren Merchan, who is seen on the public FEC records. Mike Nellis, who has been subpoenaed by the House Judiciary Committee, is now receiving payments from Kamala Harris to his home residence, just like Lauren Merchan. I have blocked out the full address, so I'm not accused of doxing, but I can exclusively confirm yet again that Authentic Campaigns expenditure by Kamala Harris's presidential campaign below mentioned by Elise Stefanik was sent to the personal home residence of Mike Nellis, who just refused to comply with 2 congressional inquiries. Donald Trump will be vindicated. Receipts below show that the address is his residence. I blurred out the house number, but the street names are the same. And she has information here that you guys can see. I'll put a link to this in the pinned comment so you guys can pull this up on X for yourselves. And this is a visual, like the street, like Google Maps kind of thing of the residence. But this is a huge deal because according to Elise Stefanik, I'm going to show you this right here. This is what I'm about to read, y'all. She says, today I filed a new judicial ethics complaint with the New York State Commission because new evidence on Kamala Harris's most recent FEC filing shows she hired and paid acting Justice Juan Merchan's adult daughter's company. See, I knew it was his daughter. This is a clear violation of the New York State Judicial Code of Conduct, which dictates that a judge must recuse from a case where a relative up to and including the 6th degree has a financial interest in the outcome of the case. Hello. This is why they pushed Donald Trump's thing to November, not because they wanted to give, everybody a fair chance at the polling on November 5th. It's because this right here has come out, and Juan Merchan's like, maybe we should just take a step back for a second while we figure this out, because this is clearly something that's going to get me in boiling water. So we'll push Donald Trump back a little bit. Everybody will be happy for a second. Maybe they won't notice that this is highly illegal, and we'll just keep trucking. Now, this is the full complaint that was filed by Elise Stefanik. I know I'm messing her name up, and not on purpose. She says, I am writing to you, and she wrote this to the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct. She says, I'm writing to you concerning potential ethical issues with respect to acting Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan. On May 21st, 2024, I filed a complaint against Justice Merchan concerning his presiding over the pending criminal case of former President Donald J. Trump. The New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, the commission, rejected the complaint on July 3rd, 2024. As of today, President Trump is scheduled for sentencing on September 18th, 2024, at which he faces up to 136 years imprisonment. Y'all. New information has come to light that merits a fresh look into Justice Merchan's conflict. Neither the Appellate Division nor the Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics could have known about this material when they issued opinions as to Justice Merchan's continuing to preside over President Trump's case. On July 21st, 2024, President Joe Biden announced that he would not seek a second term. We were live for that, remember, y'all? Within a few days, Vice President Kamala Harris was anointed to become the Democrat Party's nominee for the presidency, which is hilarious because leading up to that, everybody was talking about how she was the worst vice president in the history of vice presidents. And now suddenly she's the best thing to ever happen to the Democratic Party and would be the best president in the history of the Democrats, right? Okay. During his campaign, President Biden used one company, Amazon Web Services, AWS for short, for the campaign's web hosting services. One President Biden's campaign paid AWS throughout 2023 through the suspension of his campaign in July of 2024. On August 20th, 2024, Vice President Harris's campaign submitted its first Federal Election Commission, which is the FEC report, that documented expenses and donations through July 31st, 2024. In the report, specifically on Form 3P, line 232, a July 30th, 2024 disbursement appears in the amount of $468 from Vice President Harris's campaign to, drum roll please, Authentic Campaigns, Inc. for web hosting services. This indicates that one of the very first things that Harris did upon taking over the Biden campaign infrastructure is to hire this firm, Authentic Campaigns, Inc. Authentic is a digital consulting and marketing firm that services Democrat candidates. Lauren Merchan, Justice Merchan's daughter, is its president. Vice President Harris changed web hosting companies from AWS to Authentic immediately after becoming the presumptive Democrat presidential nominee. As the FEC's reports filing did not occur until August 20th, nearly a month after the Harris campaign and Authentic had begun doing business, no one in the public, including the commission, could have known of the relationship. This is merely the beginning of a new contract with a new campaign, regardless of the amount reimbursed. Sure, there's an immediate benefit, but this is a play at a potential larger benefit for Authentic and Merchan down the road. The Code of Conduct specifically, and there's a whole lot of letters and numbers here, dictates that a judge must recuse himself or herself from a case where a relative up to and including the 6th degree has a financial interest in the outcome of the case. Miss Merchan is related to Justice Merchan in the 1st degree. Child of his loins. His sperm has made her. 1st degree, okay? Authentic has a newly active financial relationship with Vice President Harris's campaign. President Trump's sentencing, an event which will garner worldwide media coverage, is imminent. This event, a month and a half prior to the November 5th election, could have a profound impact on that election. Indeed, some states will have commenced mail voting by that date. Given this revelation of a brand new conflict of interest for Judge Merchan, I respectfully request that the commission engage in a fresh inquiry concerning Justice Merchan's conflict and take any appropriate action resulting from it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And here's, the letter that was sent in. And again, I will link this in the pinned comment, but this was sent out on September 6th. And then on September 6th, Judge Merchan signed a little piece of paper saying that they're going to push President Trump's whatevering until November. And these two things go hand in hand. This is huge, Huge. One, the fact that Kamala Harris gets in because Biden dropped out, was pushed out. It's called a coup. And then immediately the first thing she does is go get a whole new web hosting, whatever. And it happens to be the daughter of the man who's trying to throw her opponent into jail. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, some of us, I mean, obviously we're all born, but not a damn one of us was born yesterday. This all goes hand in hand. Just, I think it's huge. We're going to keep an eye on it. Now, on top of this, you have Chuck Schumer out there talking, which they should quit letting that man speak to people. He is what nightmares are made of for little kids. Elon Musk posted this, and he said, the incentive is obvious, as it would turn all swing states into deep blue Democrat states, making America a one-party country forever. And this is what you guys need to hear. This is only a few seconds long, but you need to take a listen to it. Let's get the volume up.
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Excuse me, sir? Why? Why do all 11 million? This includes those Venezuelan gangs that are terrorizing Aurora, Colorado, terrorizing Chicago, terrorizing New York. They're moving around all over through the country. Why do we want them to be legal citizens? Why don't we just want to deport the people that are raping, murdering, pillaging, plundering our country? I don't think Chuck Schumer really understands what this really means. Plus, do we have the resources for another 11 million people who illegally cross our border? And don't forget, Kamala Harris thinks that if you break the law, you're not a criminal. You're just, I don't know what the hell she thinks you are, but if you break the law, you're a criminal. You cross our border illegally. You have done something illegally, meaning not legal. Guess what you are? A criminal. So Chuck Schumer here. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them. Our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but also create a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented immigrants are here. No, what he's trying to do is exactly what Elon Musk said. It is designed to ensure that there is a disbursement throughout the states to help turn every state blue, because now you have illegal immigrants who feel that they are now beholden to the Democrats for letting them in and letting them vote when they legally can't, because they also were allowed to get a driver's license, which they also shouldn't legally be allowed to get, Tim Walz, Minnesota, other places, and being given money for whatever, get cell phones, food cards, busing, flights, housing, all these things. The Democrats are literally trying to flip America inside out, just completely turn it upside down. I personally am not okay with it. Pretty sure if you're here, you're also not okay with it, which is why we're having these conversations. Now, the irony of it all is that after our country, our great United States of America, has given illegal immigrants over the last year $150 billion with everything that's been sent to the states and the cities, the sanctuary cities, for buses, for housing, for food, for shelter, for whatever, $150 billion. You had Gavin Newsom, you had the state of California going, you know what we should do? We should do a little bit more. We should give, just hear me out here. We should give illegal immigrants $150,000 towards a house. Illegal immigrants only, not citizens. No. And not any like the homeless people that are citizens that have had like a really hard time in life because of the economy and the Biden-Harris administration, or because they went to war, they have PTSD, veterans, things like that. No. Not them. I mean the ones who crossed over the border illegally, swam through the Rio Grande, things like that. Those are the ones we should really help, because we don't need reasons why, but that's who we should help. $150,000 each for a new home. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Gavin Newsom said halt and did not put AB 1840 through. So after receiving a massive wave of public pressure negatively, California Governor Gavin Newsom has just vetoed AB 1840, the bill approved by the state legislature to give up to $150,000 to illegal immigrants to buy homes. Even a clock is right twice a day, right? In his veto, Newsom said, quote, given the finite funding available for Cal HFA programs, expanding program eligibility must be carefully considered within the broader context of the annual state budget to ensure we manage our resources effectively. For this reason, I am unable to sign this bill. In other words, California is flat broke. And here you have Nancy Pelosi's nephew right here, Gavin Newsom. That's him. What I find very, very interesting, though, because I'm Petty Patty today, he says, within the broader context of the annual state budget to ensure we manage our resources effectively. Isn't Gavin Newsom the same one who somehow has lost like 27 or $29 million that was given to the state of California to help with the homeless population? Like help them not be homeless. That's what I meant. And they don't know where it went. They, for some reason, like all the records on all that money is just gone. They don't know what happened to it. That's so weird. That's so weird how they can't find $27 million. And he's sitting here talking about how they need to ensure they manage their resources effectively. Right? It's just funny to me. Anyway, these are things that I just wanted to bring to your attention because it's stuff we should all know about what's going on. Again, nothing earth shattering, but all the kind of things that add up to make you go, maybe the Democrats aren't really the best to run the things. If you can't keep up with your money, you also can't understand that the ties between your campaign and the same person who's trying to put your opponent in jail, probably you shouldn't have ties there. That's a thing too. And when the Democrat appointee, because again, never won a primary, decides to get up in front of a group of college students at Spelman College and talk about the color of a Starbucks lid, that's her big speech. And while she cackles, that is all. That is all. Y'all, I love you immensely. Oh, and here's just a smart tip for everybody. You see these jokers is fake as all get out. $9 at the store. In a Biden-Harris economy, paying money to get my nails done, that's not happening. So from now on, y'all gonna see just the little fakies every once in a while. Hopefully you liked them. Something new, something different, right? Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Goodbye.